Thanks for checking out Taylor Swift's Fashion Part 2. Swift's music, visuals, general clothing, and concerts have influenced fashion trends and led to increased sales. She has increased the popularity of red lipstick, which is considered one of her signature fashion motifs, especially since Red, which prominently featured a red lip on the cover. Swift has helped popularize sleeveless formal wear and vests in women's fashion, and has been a source of inspiration for Halloween costumes. Hairdressers have credited Swift with popularizing low-maintenance and natural-looking hair in women's hairstyles. The scarf, mentioned in the autobiographical lyrics of All Too Well, has also become a signature object associated with Swift. It has been variously described as an unlikely pop culture icon in an inanimate object, a universal symbol for heartbreak, a fantastical pop culture mystery, the green docklight of our time, a legendary accessory, and a source of cultural curiosity by publications. According to Rob Sheffield, the scarf is so important to Swift's discography that it should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Following the 2021 release of her self-directed All Too Well, the short film, Google searches for Taylor Swift red scarf meaning increased by 1,400%. The Wall Street Journal has described Swift as a fashion selling machine. Prominent luxury brands like Versace and Schiaparelli experience brand value boosts from Swift. Versace garnered nearly $3.1 million United States dollars in media impact value across the 35 days that the Eras tour had been in Europe. Fashion dubbed it the Taylor Swift effect, and compared it the impact of Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle on fashion. Sandra Choi, creative director of the British luxury fashion house Jimmy Choo, claimed that Swift has reinforced their design expertise and provided them with global visibility. Mansour Gavriel and AREA are amongst the other high fashion houses that have had their items sell out because of Swift. Retail companies like Free People and Hill House have also largely benefited from her. A number of small business boutiques and brands have reported overnight success after Swift wore one of their clothes or fashion accessories. On October 8, 2024, Swift wore glitter freckles from Facet Makeup Patches, a previously unknown small business beauty brand, to a Kansas City Chiefs New Orleans Saints game. In the first 12 hours since Swift was photographed wearing Facet, the brand's co-founder reported over a 1,000% increase in sales and web traffic, with every retailer reaching out to her. In the first 2 days, the brand experienced a 2,500% sales spike, selling out on Urban Outfitters and Amazon. Cottagecore experienced a resurgence on the internet after Swift adopted the aesthetic, increasing sales of hand-knitted Aran jumpers in Ireland and the US. RTA thanked Swift for putting cardigans back on the map with folklore. Upon Evermore's release, replicas of the flannel coat Swift wore on the cover artwork sold out on Farfetch instantaneously. The Eras tour increased the demand for metallic boots, cowboy hats, and sequin dresses. CNN reported that fashion retailers marketed their products to target attendees of the tour, with various clothing brands creating a range of items inspired by Swift and her eras, and scoring their biggest sales year yet. Some scholars felt Swift mainstreamed Gothic aesthetics with Reputation and the Tortured Poets department. The former characterized by its snake-inspired cyber-Gothic motifs and the later mainly dark academia. When Swift began dating American football player Travis Kelce and attended several of his games wearing Kansas City Chiefs merchandise in 2023. Both the team and the National Football League were met with unprecedented increase in merchandise sales. The non-merchandise pieces that she wore to the games belonging to female-owned small businesses, were also met with record sales. In 2014, People named Swift the best-dressed woman of the year, calling her a street-style queen. American fashion designer Tommy Hilfiger referred to Swift as a new icon of the American style, owing to her charismatic summer outfits. In 2015, Swift won the Elle Woman of the Year award for cementing herself as a style icon capable of seamlessly switching between chic street style and glamorous couture gowns on the red carpet, and topped the 2015 Maxim Hot 100 list. Taylor Swift is sitting in the front row of the Rodarte Spring 2012 ready-to-wear show during New York Fashion Week, looking prim, if not chaste, in an ivory-colored confection with long, lacy sleeves, a high neck, and a full-length skirt, a look from Rodarte's fall collection that was inspired in part by the spirit of the Kansas homestead. It is the sort of getup that treads a fine line between sincerity and irony, between too literal costume and clever fashion reference. In other words, it takes a girl with a special sort of moxie to wear it without looking like Melissa Sue Anderson from Little House on the Prairie. The fact that Swift is supermodel thin towers over everyone. At 5 feet 10, she clocks in at well over 6 feet in platform Miu Mius, and has skin as pale as a Gold Rush bride's. Well, let's just say she falls somewhere on the continuum from fetching to dazzling. Critic Francesca Wallace wrote in 2018 that Swift's authentic look is her easygoing, feminine, and dainty take on fashion, incorporating bows, prints, and carryall bags, creating a street style worth copying. Sarah Midkiff of Refinery compared Swift's simplistic looks to that of a classic English rose. May you opined, there is a certain poeticism to Swift's street-style choices. She might as well be an English grad student carrying books of poetry in the crook of her elbow. In 2016, Wintour stated that Swift has been a little bit more conservative in her fashion choices, and attempted to turn her into an Hedy Slimane rock and roll girl in the May 2016 issue of Vogue, where Swift adopted a futuristic, fashion-forward style for the cover story. A 2024 Boohoo.com survey stated that Swift has been the most sought-out style icon of the 2020s decade, with an estimated 78,725 average monthly searches relating to her fashion. Swift's touring outfits, especially those of the Eras Tour, have been the subject of wide speculation and analysis, given her penchant for curating outfits that match with her musical eras. Her game day fashion has received acclaim. Business Insider named Swift amongst its list of 10 billionaires with the best style. Jen Nurick of Vogue Australia regards Swift as an influential figure in sustainable fashion. Swift released a sustainable clothing line with Stella McCartney in 2019. However, some environmentally conscious detractors have criticized Swift's affinity for fast fashion looks as well. Taylor Swift's style reflects her personal fashion choices rather than ones that conform to industry trends. This authentic approach has made her a style icon and very relatable figure for her fans. Almost like the girl next door. But better, what sets her style apart from other celebrities is its remarkable versatility. Swift effortlessly transitions from vintage-inspired looks to contemporary, edgier ensembles, always maintaining an air of sophistication. Critics have opined that Swift's general disinterest in provocative high fashion despite her wealth, which can be perceived as a bad taste in fashion by some fashion critics, is part of her popular appeal that sets her apart from pop stars like Madonna and Beyoncé. Amanda Krause of Business Insider described Swift's style as simple, understated and attainable, without the shocking fashion antics of Doja Cat, Lady Gaga, and Kim Kardashian. according to Zoe Suan of South China Morning Post. Many critics are not impressed by Swift's authentic style choices and her lack of participation in fashion weeks or luxury brand collaborations despite her billionaire status. Suan said, "It's safe to say that while Swift has chosen not to brand herself as an haute couture wearing stylephile, similarly, culture writer Emily Kirkpatrick categorized Swift as a fashion anti-hero." Lauren Sherman, a fashion correspondent at Puck, labeled Swift's style as anthropology gone wild, mismatched, outdated, pedestrian, but instinctual. Horan wrote, "Considering the meta-nature of Taylor Swift's performances, her autobiographical lyrics and her intimate connection with audiences, it's unsurprising that her fashion choices betray self-consciousness." Savannah Bradley of Business Insider opined that Swift's normal taste in fashion is an aspect of her strategic, Swiftian brand philosophy, where Swift is the audience's best friend. Bradley highlighted that Swift has also shopped where her fans shop, such as Zara, J. Crew, Urban Outfitters, ModCloth, and Forever 21, making her fashion attainable, predictable, and unthreatening. The Wall Street Journal noted her pairing of higher-end labels with relatively affordable brands, making her style accessible, which often result in record impressions and surging sales for the lesser-known fashion labels she wears. Fashion reporter Sarah Chappell opined that wearing high-end designer pieces with more accessible retailer items is a defining aspect of Swift's fashion, which in turn contributes to her approachable, relatable image. Vogue's Jonah Waterhouse commented, "Swift has no use for high fashion as she does not use it to propagate her career like other musicians have to." He opined that Swift's wardrobe, in its authenticity to her personal brand and taste, embodies quiet power, as fashion does not influence Swift but she influences fashion instead. Olivia Petter of The Independent considered the critique Swift receives for her fashion as sexist, questioning why every woman in entertainment are expected to deliver over-the-top fashion and Swift for one cannot be allowed to detach herself from such scrutiny. Jake Henry Smith of Glamour echoed the same sentiment, saying Swift dresses like a normal person. He noted that the sustainable fashion retailer Reformation is the backbone of Swift's wardrobe. This is the end of this video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.